Welcome to BigGunner81 Live, brought to you by BAT Arms and Eggleston Munitions. BAT Arms is a federally licensed firearms dealer located in Plano, Illinois, with hours by appointment. They offer a large assortment of firearms and accessories, many unique items as well, to fit your shooting needs. To find out more and check out their selection, go check out their website at batarms.com. And if you're a reloader, I suggest taking a look at Eggleston Munitions. Eggleston Munitions is a manufacturer of polymer-coated projectiles, which offer the benefits of jacketed projectiles at a price point much more affordable. And the best part, they're made right here in the U.S., located in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And you can check them out at egglestonmunitions.com. And, of course, the links for those will be below the video in the description. And so we got a good show lined up for you guys today. Go ahead and take off our screen share here so you can actually see me. All right, so tonight we've got Julie Waasted with us. Say hello.
Hello.
And we've got our regular Ryan Wiggins, gunsmith, match director, and almost a pro shooter.
What's up?
Yeah, don't put any pressure on him.
Yeah, I know. He's pretty good though. I was watching that video of him that he posted from this past weekend?
Oh yeah, that was our match on Sunday.
Yeah, he did pretty well with that. It looked like. I don't know. How do you place, by the way, with that?
I won. I got first place.
That's awesome. See, I didn't see that part. I just saw the video real quick. So, yeah, tonight we're going to be talking with Julie, who is a lady 3-gun shooter. So, Julie, tell us a little bit about some of your background before we get into the 3-gun. How you kind of got started with shooting in general.
Okay. Shooting in general. I was raised with 5 older brothers, so BB guns, pellet guns, little 22s were always in our backyard. We went from Coke cans all the way up to pigeons that my brother got in trouble for shooting off the telephone pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then I went in the military and I shot rifle, pistol, and shotgun every month with the military and got out, and then I had sort of a big lapse in between any type of real shooting all the time to not shooting at all, and then all of a sudden I just took off shooting, and the reason is I had brain surgery, and I woke up, I had a medical complication that required me to have brain surgery. I woke up blind in my right eye, and I'm a right-handed shooter. And my surgeon is a 3-gunner, or actually he's more of an avid shooter instead of a 3-gunner. He loves to go to the range. And he kept saying, to help you out with some of the complications you had from surgery, you should maybe start going back to the range. So I bought a gun, and I bought my unicorn. And I'm figuring, if I'm going to go back to the range, I want something that I'm going to be happy with. So I went out and bought a Springfield Armory TRP A1 1911. Love the thing.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, it's one of those, I'm going to go buy it, I'm going to go have fun.
Yeah, do it right.
Right after brain surgery, I was having a lot of speech issues and word transferences, and so my concentration was way down and my confidence was way down because I was losing my speech, and so I just sort of shut down. My whole life had changed, and I didn't like to talk to people because I stuttered too much. And so I went to the range, and the first day that I went to the range, I shot off about 300-400 rounds, came back, and my husband's like, "You look different. You look happy. You look like, what's going on?" It's like you're not stuttering, you're not losing your words. And I went to the range. I
That's
just had
an
a
awesome story.
grin from ear to ear. And so my surgeon found out about that. I'm like, but it's boring, and I'm just shooting down a lane. And shooting down a lane is only so much fun. And he told me about 3-gun, and next thing you know, I am going to the local match and ran into a gentleman by the name of Sterling White. He's one of the shooters in Southern California that told me all about 3-gun when I was standing there, and he goes, "Hey, come out next time with some guns and you can play around." And I said, okay. So next thing I know is I go to a local match and check it out, and it's like, dang, I need to learn how to shoot again. So I contacted Active Shooter Defense School down in San Diego, and I told Matt, look, I'm old, I'm out of shape, I'm overweight, I'm blind in one eye, and I want to learn how to shoot 3-gun, and I want to go on the 3-gun nation. And
Yeah, Julie.
first match is in 5 months, and he just sort of went, huh? So Matt got me back into shooting, and then we figured out how to get long guns going on to the left shoulder, and it's sort of pretty much history from there. I've been to 5 + 4, 9 regionals in the past year and a half. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So one of the questions is you mentioned California. Like, what kind of hurdles do you have to deal with that?
There's a lot of different hurdles. The range that I shoot at with, we have monthly, we have about anywhere from 70 to about 90 shooters. We have a lot of law enforcement, a lot of people like me, just out having fun. The rules in California, there's the micro stamping now. I'm not 100% sure with all of the rules that they have, but I know that like certain pistol manufacturers can't sell in California anymore. So if you want that specific pistol, it needs to be a resale. So like if Ryan had a gun for 3 years, it's got to be more than 6 months. I think that's the truth. If Ryan wanted to sell me one of his pistols that's used, I could buy it and we could transfer it. We'd have to transfer it in person at an FFL in California, and then go from there. So.
Wow. So,
yeah, it's.
Well, I also heard that you're going to be shooting at the Lady Brownell's 3-gun match coming up this week.
Yes, this weekend. It's
That's
I'll be down there on Friday. Yeah, down in Clinton House, South Carolina, the Clinton House Plantation. Lisa Marie Judy has set up it's called the Brownell Lady Pro-Am, and so it's professional as well as amateur match shot all at the same time. So they have it set up. The first one that she had last year was October 31st of 2014, and we had 186, I think, is the number of women that showed up. We had everyone from never have shot a competition in their life, all the way up to Lena Mitchell, and Becky Yackley, and Diana Lindorf, or Mueller now. We had every spectrum of lady shooter that you could imagine at a 3-gun match, and it was the best thing that could ever happen to the shooting industry. Exactly. You just showed that. Is that what I'm seeing on my screen? Is that what's going on live? Sorry.
Yes, people can see this that are watching us. That's right. That's
correct.
Okay,
perfect. All right.
Sorry.
So, yeah, the Lady Pro-Am by Brownell, and we had, I guess, Lisa Marie Judy just knocked it out of the park. Not only was she able to get a ladies-only first ever match set up, she had sponsors that were backing her 110%, and this year she had one in May, and now we have this one down in Clinton House this weekend.
Yeah, the one in May, that's out towards the
that was it. Yes, Southern Utah Practical with Ken Nelson's range out there in, Ryan, what town is he in? St. George, Utah. And I wasn't able to make that one. I was out here in the South. I was in North Carolina shooting a few matches, so I wasn't able to make that match.
And those that are watching, too, they want to take a look at this page, lady3gun.com.
Yes. Yeah.
And it has the information here about the match and everything. It looks like it's about $225 to shoot it.
Yes. Yeah. I think we have over 200 women this weekend shooting
That's
it.
A lot.
Yeah. I haven't done the exact count, but that's the rumor that I heard.
What is that venue like, that range like exactly? Like the plant? It says Clinton House Plantation. I'm not really familiar with that.
I haven't been there yet. This is going to be a lot of fun because one of the reasons why I shoot 3-gun so much is I get to experience all these great, wonderful new venues all over. in California, as Ryan knows, we shoot in dirt and rock and dry and hot, 106-degree heat. And you come out here and it's still hot, but you shoot with grass and you shoot with trees, and
Humidity.
you have what they call jungle runs, which are a lot of fun. And then they also have the bay stages and stuff, but and you get a lot of rain. I've been here for 4 days now, and it hasn't stopped raining yet. So
I'm sorry. I was gonna say I didn't interrupt you. I was gonna say I'm like trying to see what was going on with Barry. I saw him pop in and pop out. So I just want to say hello to Barry from BAT Arms real quick, and might as well introduce our regular Patrick from One Shot Kill It Media. And I don't know if he's still there with us or not. Oh, yeah. We just can't hear you because you're muted.
Hey, guys.
hello.
And we got Julie as well,
What's
and
up, man?
just Firearms.
Evening, guys and gals.
We're both a little bit late, but that's okay. You know.
Sorry, babysitting.
Yeah.
No problem. So I'm sorry, Julie. Let's you're saying again about the plantation and everything, and this being your first time going out there.
Yes, it's. I do know that the Tar Heel South shoots down there. They have their monthly 3-Gun Nation matches down there at the Clinton House Plantation. I hear it's a fantastic, lot of fun facility to shoot. So I'm getting excited to go check it out.
That's pretty cool, and I think it starts on the 2nd to the 4th.
The 3rd and the 4th. We shoot Saturday and Sunday. Friday we get to do a walkthrough. I know they have it set up. I think James Casanova and Jana Reeves are doing a 3-gun clinic on Thursday, and then they're also doing a walkthrough clinic, which is going to be interesting. They actually are going to take all of the women that take the class that have signed up for the walkthrough clinic, and they're going to walk them through every stage and show them how to break down each stage for their ability. So if they're a first-time 3-gun match shooter, they're going to have a little bit different strategy than, let's say, it's someone shot 4 or 5 major matches and just want to learn how to shave some points and shave some time. So it's going to be very interesting to watch these ladies come up. I noticed from last year's match. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying that's very beneficial to be able to do a walkthrough with somebody that can help kind of guide you to give you an idea of how to do a proper walkthrough.
Yeah.
I kind of look at the stage when I go out and do it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll just do this and this, but really that doesn't make me any better because I don't have any feedback.
Are you gonna walk through with me when I shoot next time?
Are you shooting this weekend?
No. What is it? November?
November, yeah.
Yeah, in Illinois.
For Julia doesn't know this, so Jake and Julia are husband and wife. They are part owners of the MGS Firearms, and Patrick is friends with them, of course. They all came down to our last 3-gun match and shot for the first time 3-gun. So actually, I'm sorry, Julie didn't get to shoot though. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Julie didn't get to shoot, but everybody else came down, and she was going to, but she had a broken finger, so that kind of screwed it up. So for her, this is a new experience and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
excited.
what I was going to say is, what could you, Julie, tell Julia?
Julia, wasn't there a movie?
There was a movie.
Really? What kind of things maybe you could recommend to her as far as being a new shooter?
A new shooter. First match, go out and have fun. Don't worry about the gear. Don't worry about what other people are thinking. I mean, women, we always have a tendency to more worry about what the guys are thinking about us when we're at the range. It's about you, and it's about the safety.
Right.
Just take it all in. I mean, there's new rules. You're running and gunning. Your first match, you're going to walk and gun, which is actually a lot more fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because well, it's intimidating when you sit there and you watch like one of the guys and they're blowing through it, and it's like, wait a minute, I'm not that good.
I'm not gonna do that.
Maybe I should just go home. Don't go home. Just slow down a little bit. Remember that, and I don't care if you're male, female, purple, yellow, green. It doesn't matter. Your first time shooting a 3-gun match is It's all about the basics and learning the rules and talking to people about, why they do it this way. You're not going to go fast. You're not going to win the first time. Sorry, Ryan. You're still not going to win your first match ever.
Right.
Because there's so much adrenaline and so much, information being thrown at you all at one time, and it's better just to focus on your basics. Walk the stage, prior to, at a local match, you'll get 5 minutes, I think, before you get to shoot it.
Right.
So just think about, for me, I'm still trying to figure out what a walkthrough really is. I want to take that class on Friday, but I won't be there. I'll be driving from North Carolina down to South Carolina, unfortunately, when they're doing the walkthroughs.
So speaking of doing the walkthroughs, how many stages are they actually going to have at the Brownells Lady 3 Gun?
There is 9 stages. 8 of them are going to be scored, and 1 is going to be a side match. They haven't really told us what the side match is going to be yet, but we have long range out to 200 for the rifle, which, some of these women, their ranges that they practice at don't go past 50 yards. So this is going to be exciting for them.
That's a very valid point, because like at our club, we get a lot of feedback from people saying that that shoot 3-gun regularly at other places, and they'll say, "Wow, you guys have 200, 400 yard shots here," and that's kind of crazy. Like no one has that, I guess.
Yeah, I was out practicing with a girlfriend yesterday at Woody's, and they had a gong out at 550, so it was her first time zeroing in a new sight, a new optic, and so we had her hit the gong at 550 with her reticle, and she's like, "Oh wow, that's pretty cool," and she was able to repeat it on a 10-inch plate.
That is really cool.
Yeah,
especially when you get to wait for the sound of it hitting the gong.
Yeah, the first time it hit, and then we got the repeat. She goes, "It takes that long?" I said, "It's 550 yards," because it's like 1,000, 2,000, ping. Oh, okay, there it is. So. Yeah, it's interesting, and it's something that, like you said, if you have a small range, you don't get that that practice. So these matches aren't just practice; it's camaraderie. We have a lot of women that, we can talk about fingernail polish as well as what kind of bullet you're going to put on your, in your rifle. So a little bit of everything.
I love that.
Yeah.
And they may still have some open slots too, right? For this match?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are a few spots that are open. I don't think there's many. At least Marie Judy has done a really good job on getting this match pretty full.
Oh, yeah.
I did see, we have a private Ladies of 3-Gun. If anybody wants to join it, let me know. It's a closed group. It's women only, and we started that last year prior to the Lady Pro-Am, because women need more than be at the match and you start at 8 and we're going to do a walkthrough.
Right.
We need, okay, where's the match hotel? What PJs do I need? Are you going to wear a tutu because it's Halloween? So we made, literally, those were some of the questions. So we made a private group that, women, and we don't judge anybody. We put them in there, and they can ask any question. No question is a dumb question. The only dumb question is the one that's not asked.
That's true.
And there's a few women, I think, in the past day and a half that have actually said that due to circumstances they couldn't make it to the match. So I think there's a few spots open.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll hop in my car right now.
You know what? Come on down. I know I've got one opening on my squad, so I'd love to have you.
I would love to come. And I would wear a tutu as well. So.
See, that's the
Well,
thing.
last year it was on Halloween, so it was pretty fun. I mean, they had, there was a costume contest, on the range afterwards. I mean, after we shot that day. I mean, it was a lot of fun, but there were some gals that decided to shoot in costumes. So, I mean, yeah, we had, you name it, we had it. It was a lot of fun. There's pictures somewhere, unfortunately.
Yeah, like you just mentioned,
Don't let the guys get any ideas. I don't want to see Patrick and Jake showing up in a tutu at our next 3-gun.
yeah, there you go.
I do.
Speaking about how you mentioned, hey, come on down. That's kind of the attitude that seems to be going around, especially with a lot of the 3-gun stuff, is that people want to help each other out, and it's great to see that the women also, are doing the same thing.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like Tennille last week mentioned about, if you're new to 3-gun, haven't done it before, that if you don't have the gear you need or whatever, somebody will probably lend it to you just to help get you started into it.
Yeah, we had a gal that just climbed on 3 days ago and said, "Hey, I get to go to the match, but I have no mag pouches." She goes, "I have a gun, I have a belt, but I have no mag pouches. I have a holster, but I need this and need that." And everyone's like, "You can either borrow mine or I'll give you some." I mean, everyone brings extra. I mean, I'm flying in for 3 matches, so sync traveling with me. So normally, if I've got it, it's yours. Ask Ryan.
There you go.
If it's mine, it's yours. Ryan just disappeared.
Did I? I'm starting to lose Julie.
Uh-oh.
Were you? Yeah, once in a while I was getting a little choppy with your feed, but it wasn't horrible.
Sorry.
What are we asking, Ryan?
I am in the deep south on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere.
Nice.
It's like a bunker.
So yeah, what else? I'm trying to think of what else we need to discuss about that, or what else we could discuss about it. What else we can get out there for people, to know.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, from what I hear, it sounds awesome. You don't need to sell me anymore. I'd be there if I could.
Did you?
Yeah.
Discuss the prizes too? I don't remember if you mentioned that.
I don't know all of the prizes. The prize table is pretty much a mystery till we get there. Last year, there were scopes, rifles, pistols, shotguns, cases.
Big time stuff.
Oh yeah, there was hundreds of thousands of dollars of product donated by sponsors for the match. Lisa Marie Judy did so well on getting these sponsors to back the ladies in the industry that, it was just a phenomenal prize table. I ended up, I was handed a KE Arms rifle as an inspirational award because I was using 3-gun for brain rehab.
Right.
Little Cheyenne that's was a 10-year-old shooter. She got it for the toughest nails award. She won a purple AR. So, cool. It's not like it was here's your hat and here's your your gun lube. It's the industry really sees that the women. What?
It's some serious gear that they're giving away for some.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a big deal. It's not like one of our small matches. This is a big deal. That's why I wanted to get the word out there because, as we talk about, all these companies that donate stuff, I feel the same way. I would like to be able to try to help get more women involved in shooting sports, and that's why I want to try to help promote this. I think that's a great thing. The more people we have involved in this sport, the more it's going to live on.
Yeah, and the top amateur, the highest finishing amateur last year won a complete 3-gun kit. They won like an STI pistol, they won an AR, and they won a shotgun. They were set up to be able to go as far as they could go this year.
Wow.
And she has. So, it's interesting. I finished, I think, 37th, I think, in the amateur side. So it'll be interesting to see how I do this year.
And how many people were? And you said 37th, but out of how many people on the amateur side?
I think we had 186 shot, and I think we had 10 or 15 pro on the pro side. Everyone else was in the amateur side.
You're almost like in the top 25 or 30, whatever percentage.
Yes.
Like that. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think it was my 5th match ever.
Wow.
Yeah. But, brain surgery sort of took away that little piece of fear in me. It's like as soon as I could pick up a shotgun and put it on my left shoulder, it's like, hey, I want to go shoot 3-gun. It's like I don't have that whoa button anymore. It's like, hold up, you need to learn. No, I just go.
I just go and thank you, Ryan, for getting Julie on here because she's a very inspirational person.
Hell yeah. I love Julie. She's been so good to me in the past year. I could talk about that for an hour.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan was talking before we started a lot about you, and I said that is awesome. I said I'm really happy that we're gonna have Ron because I enjoy this. I think this is good for people to see, and it's a great story.
Ryan's a lot of fun because when he needs something, he goes, Julie, on my phone.
There you go.
And it's like, oh God, what?
With a bunch of exclamation points.
Oh yes.
So here's a question for you too, Julie. And I asked Tennille this, and I want to see what your answer is. What is for us guys? What are your thoughts about ways that we might be able to help get women involved in shooting sports or shooting in general?
Don't tell them they suck.
Right.
I don't think.
That's a given.
They're women.
Right, and honestly, Tennille hit on it last week. Husbands, don't teach your wives how to shoot. Women, don't teach your husbands how to shoot. There's other people out there to do it. I mean, that's why I went to active shooter defense school. I got away from anybody and everybody that I knew that knew how to shoot, and I went to a guy that could give me one-on-one training to where I wasn't giving him the, what did you say to me?
Yeah.
Why are you telling me that? Wives, we get a little bit defensive if we're not 100% accurate in what we're doing. We're our worst critic. So
And they don't
get help.
understand it either.
Yeah, and I mean, the guys, they mean well, they want to help, and they're excited when their wife or their girlfriend want to go to the range.
Yeah.
But honestly, the women don't want to go back if they're, being told that they're doing it wrong in the wrong tone of voice.
Yeah, we get overly excited and
there's
want
a
to help
finesse.
so much that we end up causing a problem.
There's a finesse. But there is sort of a girl code going on now inside all of the ranges that I've been to. It's like the more ranges I go to, there's more women. And it's like they sort of look at you when I'm coming in. I mean, I've got my 3-gun gear bag, and I've got my ammo, and I've got everything. I'm just going into the range, and they're sort of looking at me like, "Where's your man? Where's your guy at?"
By yourself, or your boss?
But it's just me, And so they sort of look at me and they sort of like wink and it's like, give me the thumbs up. And I'm like, anytime you want to come shoot, just let me know. And I'm like handing out my phone number. It's like, come on, I'll go with you. Because it's different. It's different for women.
Oh yeah, no, big time.
We're not just the sandwich makers.
Not always.
I make my own sandwiches.
I'm sorry?
I make my own sandwiches.
That's a good thing.
And because of all of that all those sandwich memes on Facebook and stuff, my wife won't even make me sandwiches anymore.
You got it. You want a sandwich, you go make your own.
I didn't do it.
He laughed at one too many memes.
So, by the way, Julie, where is Jake at tonight?
He is
cleaning that Koenig right now.
Oh, the one that he's gonna be giving away in the contest?
Yeah, we picked that up for the little range day that we had going on, and we dumped it in a swamp and stuff too to see what else would happen. So you'll see it eventually.
So you dumped it in a swamp and shot it, and then you're gonna give it away?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's been slimed?
Yeah.
We don't want to give away, a shitty gun that won't shoot,
Yeah.
Right. It's been thoroughly tested and abused.
There you go.
So that contest is still going on, right?
Oh, the Koenig one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta officially put it together and announce it and do the videos and all that stuff still anyway too. So we're
So
tied
people
up with
can
a lot of other stuff.
So people can still enter that on the MGS Firearms page?
What was that? Oh yeah.
I don't know. Are they still liking it on the page and stuff?
Can they still enter it?
Oh yeah, I mean we still have to put all the details together.
Oh, it's not even up yet.
Yeah, it's not set up completely.
Okay, I thought it was posted already. That's why I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming soon there will be a giveaway.
And everything. It's awesome. So, but
All
yeah,
right.
either way, we'll get that all put together, and then once we actually get it all set and stuff like that, I'll let you know. because we'll probably do like an announcement video like we do with all the other giveaways. So.
Yes, which by the way, I don't know if you guys saw his Patrick's recent video, which I'll let you tell him about it, Patrick, real quick.
Oh, so a while back, National Geographic, I'm sure you guys have all seen this video, National Geographic just randomly decided that they're going to test and see how many water balloons a 44 mag would go through.
Right.
And it went through, it penetrated 4 balloons and got stuck in the fourth one, right? So, and there was like 8 or 9 or 10 of them lined up. So I thought to myself, well, that's cool. I've got a Desert Eagle chambered in 50 AE. I'm going to line up 10 Pabst cans and see how many of those it goes through. So, so that's what we did. We basically just put a bunch of Pabst cans up and then shot them with the Desert Eagle 50 cal for fun to see what would happen.
So what's the answer? How many did it go through?
It blew through the whole thing. Like,
really?
Yeah, and I was actually, and I even write it up in the video, that I'm fairly impressed with that. So it's one of the things that I was thinking is basically it's, you know, you're going not only through the liquid, but you're going through the metal, and there was a good 6 to 8 inches between each can also. So, you know, to me that's pretty impressive to find a hollow point round that's actually going to be able to move through that in a steady line and over that entire, you know, length of space. So I don't know, it was cool. I'm sure I'll try a couple more things with it. So
Hey, I just got a couple text messages saying that the viewers can't hear Patrick and his wife.
I just made an adjustment to bring it up louder. I couldn't tell because it's weird. Like it sounds the same to me here, but I turned it down a little bit earlier and it must have cut it out all the way. So hopefully they hear him now that I changed that. So
I hope they hear me clarify Jake's life, Patrick's.
Did I say that wrong?
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm sorry. It's because Patrick's sitting next to you that I said it that way. Hey, what I would have heard me say it because my audio is working. Never mind. I'm trying to do 3 things at once here, you know. I'm trying to pull up the video to show you guys this, and then I get,
good job.
Hey, the audio is messed up. Okay, then we
They're coming through clear to me.
Yeah, me too, but I didn't know on the other end.
All right, it's good now.
So.
Oh, okay. It's working for you.
Yeah.
Hopefully we got it adjusted now. I was gonna pull up your video here real quick as well. But
oh, nice.
I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
Yep. If you just go to videos, it should be the first one on top left corner.
Yeah. Of course, when I'm broadcasting and also trying to show a video, as long as it takes a second, you know. Too much bandwidth at once.
Shoot those PBRs.
That's right.
So, I don't know if we got the answer out there, how many cans it went through, because of the audio issue. So if you want to say that again.
All of them.
Yeah, it actually ripped through all 10 of the cans. Yeah, and I mean, as you can see on the video, it's at an angle here, but they're spaced out at least 6 to 8 inches in between each can. So the next time I test it, I'll probably use like 20 cans just lined up straight, you know, maybe an inch or 2 in between each other, just to see if there's anything else that happens. So
yeah,
I'm just keeping Pabst in business, you know.
There you go. So my question too is this: did that projectile ended up in the last can, or do you have to place it there?
Oh, that bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I actually pulled out of a tree like one of the other days that I was shooting. I try to shoot that Desert Eagle every time I go up there.
Obviously, the way you made it look in the video was as if you know, it was inside the can when you were drinking out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
nice shirt.
Too late.
Thanks, man.
But no, that was pretty cool. You know. Anyway.
Yeah. Like
impressive video, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Nice slow motion and.
Yeah.
Good angles too.
Well, that's the biggest thing I thought of too. Again, is just the fact that I was really impressed with the fact that a hollow point round would actually make its way through all the liquid, all the cans, and you know, literally had no issue tearing it up.
That's a cool video.
Big ass round.
Thank you.
I do really like the touch of alcohol and guns don't mix unless you're the ATF.
Right. And at least you did mention in the video too about not drinking till after you're done shooting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and that's the biggest thing. And I guess, I mean, you guys can always see that with a lot of my videos. Like, I try to be, I don't know if you can really be politically correct and be a gun guy at the same time. It's just two things that don't mix. But, but you know what I mean? It's like, obviously, I don't want to do things that would damage the, you know, I guess the view people would have of guns in general if they're on the fence by being that guy like, oh, he's some redneck drinking beer and now shooting a bunch of cans.
Yeah,
like, no, that's not what I'm trying to do.
Right.
And unfortunately, that is the way people look at anyone that shoots guns.
Yeah.
You know, if they're not in the industry or they don't shoot, yeah, they do look at us that way. Because I've had people ask me, what do I do? I said, I shoot 3 gun. And they're like, what's that?
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them, and they're like, oh, but you don't look like, you know, a southern drunk white guy, you know?
That's funny. Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask me that recently about, you know, about 3 gun and all that kind of stuff. And this is a funny story. I'm not going to say who said this, but I was talking to someone recently, and we do this zombie shoot that I may have mentioned earlier. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Which Patrick missed going to.
Yeah.
But
was it good?
What's that?
Was it? I don't mean to interrupt you, but was it good? Did you guys have fun?
You know what? I actually ended up not even shooting.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Not because I couldn't or didn't or whatever. I could have. I just decided that, you know, I was like, I was tired, so, and I was there all day watching the booth, and I'm like, you know what? I just don't really feel like dragging my guns out of the car and shooting right now, you know. And so, but I did have fun talking with everybody. Like, I hung out with Barry. He had a booth there at the event.
Very cool.
You know, so we kind of hung out a little bit, and just people would stop by the booth and everything. And it was a good time in that sense, and they had a lot of cool stuff to do. But what I was getting at with my original thought of this was, you mentioned, like, oh, people ask what's 3 gun and all that kind of stuff. And I mentioned, oh, I'm going to the club zombie shoot today or whatever. This person, they go, you know, what kind of guns do you shoot there? And this person knows I have a gun channel, and I shoot and stuff, like actual guns. And I said, oh, AR-15s and, you know, shotguns and pistols. And she goes, happened to be a woman, sorry, but she didn't know any better, I guess. And she goes to me, so you're using real guns, like, and I'm like, I'm not sure how to respond to that. So I'm thinking,
No, I use my little pew pew.
yeah. I said to her, I said, yeah, we use real guns because we're not using real zombies. I didn't know how to answer that question. I'm like, okay, I know she doesn't shoot and doesn't have an idea, but I didn't know what to say to that.
That was awesome. That was probably the coolest reply you could have.
Yeah, you know, but I feel kind of bad because I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to, like, put her down or anything. Because I don't think it that way. I just wanted to, I didn't know how to respond to it. I was kind of, like, almost embarrassed by trying to answer it.
Well, I don't think you were rude at all. I mean, I think that was it was funny, and I think it was very tactful. Cannot speak, but and very true.
It was a tactful response.
Tactful. Yes, it was.
Tactful.
Oh goodness. But
Tactical.
Tactical response, man. You nailed it.
You know, I like being an ambassador to the non-shooting public, trying to give them a little bit of what we do, why we do it, and no, we're not out there to, you know, think we're Rambo or, you know, we're gonna go over to Afghanistan and be a contractor. That's not why we do this.
Right.
You know, so
It's a sport.
Exactly.
It is, and you know, 3 Gun Nation has really helped by making it sort of like a sanctioned sport. You know,
Yeah.
It's all over the world now. I mean, there's Asia.
Oh wow.
It's in Africa. It's in Europe. It's in, you know, North America. I think we need South America. I think we need to get some parts down there because I wouldn't mind traveling down there.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to say thanks for not coughing on all of us. That was really polite, Rick.
Oh, not coughing. Yeah. I was trying to cover my lip. Start muting it. But you mentioned about the you know, people talking about, oh yeah, with your why we shoot and stuff, and they say, oh, like, not to be Rambo or contractors or whatever. And, like, you know, I got pictures on my Facebook page, and people that don't know about the shooting stuff, they see that and they're like, oh, chest rig and AR-15, you know, oh, are you part of the militia? You know? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Not that there's anything wrong with that necessarily, but I'm not. But it's not what I'm into.
Title, yeah.
You know, I like a lot of the different aspects of shooting. I like learning about tactical stuff. I like doing 3-gun and competitions, and you know, there's all different things to it.
There's a lot of history behind it too, and the mechanics of firearms are absolutely incredible. The physics of being able to shoot through 10 PAPS cans with 6 inches of space, and I think people don't understand that it's a sport, just like some people don't understand that golf's a sport. I'm a golfer. I love golf.
Really?
So, you know, yeah, so people are like, you know, oh, golf isn't a sport because it's not contact, because blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, it is, you know, it really is. It takes skill and it takes practice. And you do, I mean, I know you can drive a cart, but you walk just like in 3-gun, you jog and you get down and you know, you figure out your next move. It's
shooting could be a contact sport, but it's super illegal to have.
It's just, unless they're zombies.
Right.
But, I mean, you know, so some people don't really understand what sports really are. You know, they think it's football or hockey.
And you mentioned it seems like it might be kind of silly, like, oh, shooting the POPs cans. But it's just a fun thing to do, but it's also, like you said, it kind of speaks to what the bullet actually does versus, like, watching, like, on TV with all the ricochets and big effects, like... Now, granted that your Desert Eagle...
Let me just shoot this Desert Eagle one-handed like Schwarzenegger and hit everything.
But, like, they did around a corner.
You did have a nice, you did have a nice muzzle flash with that in that video, too, you know, but a lot of movies, they obviously embellish that stuff for the whole dramatic effect or the theatrical effect and everything, and people don't understand that. And, like, so it's interesting when you take people shooting for the first time, kind of the reaction to stuff and, you know, what it's all about and everything.
Yeah.
There's definitely my first time shooting is something I've always remembered. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you remember your first time shooting or not, but the second I fired it, it's like you really have to respect the power behind it. And I mean, I understand how some people can get carried away with it. I do, but it's something you really do need to respect and be responsible around. And
I don't think people recognize that until they get behind a gun or something and pull that trigger at least once or twice to really get an idea of what they can do with it.
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had an interesting conversation with somebody once regarding that, who hadn't really done any shooting before, but I guess went out with some friends to shoot, like to do hunting quail or something. First time.
Cool.
And granted, he didn't really have any experience shooting previous to that. And he, of course, didn't get any quail or whatever he was going after. But he was talking to me like, yeah, you know, it's really crazy to be able to walk around with this gun in my hand. It's loaded, and, like, you could, like, take a life with that thing and stuff. And I'm like,
yeah.
That's true. It's a lot of responsibility. You know, it's something that requires a lot of respect and safety and everything around it, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
it reminds me of Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, I think the only difference between a shooter and a non-shooter is the non-shooter's never been to the range with a responsible party.
Right.
And anytime I've taken someone or I've talked to someone that, you know, has been scared about it, and as soon as they realize that I'm using it as brain rehab, they're like, wait a minute, I want to go learn. And I mean, they want to go learn. It's all of a sudden it's safe because they realize that, wait a minute, a blind woman can do this.
Well, a lot of people like don't realize, like you said, that, you know, the majority of gun people are, you know, at least around firearms, are very safe, responsible people. I mean, there are some idiots. Don't get me wrong. We've all seen, you know, those people, but you know, it's gun people, gun owners are very careful because you have to be.
Well, it's part of the rules, you know. I mean, it's just like owning a car. You can't own a car if you're going to be irresponsible. They take your driver's license away.
Eventually.
If you're on a range,
you get a couple more irresponsible.
Especially Wisconsin.
Yeah, but if you're being irresponsible on on a range, you
Oh, yeah.
will be asked to never come back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody at that range is going to remember you. If they see you at another range, you're going to have that
Right.
reputation
Oh,
as
yeah.
that bad
You
person.
had the stigmata again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
Yeah.
And,
And-
and people are always worried about confronting other people at ranges when they see something. Well, not everybody, I should say.
Do
This,
it
a lot of times people feel uncomfortable, like going up to someone saying, "Hey, you gotta have your chamber flag in, or your rifle needs to be pointed at the berm, not, while it's sitting on the bench, or whatever rule it is that that they're breaking." But people oftentimes are just like, don't really want to tell them, but you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You know-
I think the biggest thing is, too, is if you're not familiar with a range, like every range, okay, obviously people are going to have, like, the same safety rules in some way, shape, or form, but things are different no matter where you go. So there's some ranges I've been on where, like, they could give
Right.
an absolute shit if you have a chamber flag or not, right? And then there's other ranges, too, where it's like I show up with no chamber flag, and they're like, they're like, what the hell are you doing here? Yeah.
Well, exactly.
So,
Like for example, even at our club where zombie shoot, people are able to walk around with their ARs slung with a chamber flag unloaded, and then at like 3-gun, you can have them in a cart, but you can't walk around with them slung. Or at least nobody was. Maybe I'm wrong in that. Maybe they're allowed to, but nobody was doing that at all.
Well, they either need to be either in a case or in a cart. That's always been the range rule as far as I know.
Or a golf cart.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
We used a golf cart.
So you,
Yeah, our buddy Jay Crillo, usually when he comes out, he'll have his golf cart.
Yeah.
I think to add to that that whole range safety thing, I think it's a big transition for a lot of guys that come on to the competitive shooting side of things that just got out of the military. As I think some of you guys know, I'm a match director out here for 3-Gun, and I'm also the new shooter coordinator one of the new shooter coordinators for our Thursday night pistol match. So when new shooters show up and they're ex-military guys, I mean, when we're overseas and we got guns on ourselves and pistols on our sides, and it's a totally different scenario, totally different situation. When you got a round chamber and your gun's on yourself, your person, you're not worried about where you're moving or where you're spinning, because this is your safety and that's what you're taught. So
Right.
I have to go through with a lot of these guys and really tell them, like, hey, this is not combat. Like, you have to keep your weapon in a safe condition at all times and keep it pointed in the direction we want you to point it. And it's like a foreign language to them. So I think when you get new shooters coming in with that whole, almost like a fear, intimidation factor of what's going on with everyone around you with firearms, new shooters, I think, are a lot easier to teach those general safety rules, like pointing the safe direction and stuff, because it's new to them, and they're scared to break the rules. Where military guys are like, what are you talking about, man? I've been shot before. So I think that's just what I've seen. But
even the new guys, though, like on their first match, there's so much information overload going on that, at the local level, if you've got a brand new shooter, you need, especially if you have like a 360 walk around where you've got to back up and walk to be able to get some of the targets on the right hand side. Let's say you go down on the left, you clear them down, go forward, come back on the right. We've had a brand new shooter have too much information trying to go as fast as everyone else. That's why I tell everyone, slow down on your first time. He swept the whole crowd.
oh.
And everybody went straight to the deck. And I mean, I shoot with police officers, and they're like, about ready to draw on this guy.
Oh my
it's like,
gosh.
pack up your guns, you're going home today, just.
Yeah. That's scary.
Yeah, so that's why I try to tell newer shooters, just take your time, always face that way.
Yeah, make sure it's pointing somewhere
But
safe.
the backup aura or the one that's doing the scoring should be only taking care of the foot faults. That the first range officer should literally be real close to where they can like slap the gun. They can stop the shooter from doing something like that too. So
Something stupid.
that's what we do.
Sorry.
We stay within a couple feet.
yeah.
When I'm watching someone shoot, I'm timing for them, and they're we call them tyros, the new shooters. If they go to start to make a wrong movement, I'm starting to move to grab them.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
fix
you
the
can
problem
steer them.
before
You
DQ.
can steer them and stop them. But
Most of the time, I mean, anything can happen when you're out there with 80 shooters, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why there were 10 shooters that hit the deck. I mean, literally,
Yeah.
we all dove.
Dropped.
It was pretty funny,
Well,
but not really.
We had a similar issue, but there wasn't anybody behind
After.
me at our first match where basically it was a pistol portion of the stage, and you were starting from downrange, or I should rephrase that. It had you moving from downrange back toward the how do I explain it? Basically, it had you moving from like all the way downrange back to the back of the range.
Right.
And
So they went downrange to come back.
Yeah. So exactly. So when you had to turn around to come back with it, they want you to keep it either pointed at the berm downrange or to the side. And it was very natural for people to turn around and keep the gun and break that 180.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and so that's what happened to one person, and they got DQ'd. And it's like, oh man, well, no one has really gotten mad about that because it's a DQ. It's here, you broke the rules,
Right.
But they get disappointed, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I've never witnessed a 180 DQ. All of our DQs have been pistols falling out of holsters, and the guy going to grab it and pick it up. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the standard rules. 3-gun nation, if your gun falls, you're DQ'd. But USPSA, if your gun falls out of your holster, whether or not you're shooting or you're not shooting, you're only DQ'd if you actually go to pick up the gun. You have to call an RO, hey, I dropped my gun. And a lot of guys don't know that. They just reach and pick up their gun. It's like, dude, you just screwed yourself.
Yeah. But by 3-gun rules, usually it's once your gun gets dropped out of your holster, then you're DQ'd.
Yeah,
that's the way we roll.
Okay.
And through 3-gun nation is we try to hold them to a higher standard. Like it's explained, like Tennille said last week, 3-gun is basically the X Games of shooting sports. So if you're shooting 3-gun, you're going to be held to a higher standard, and dropping your gun is absolutely unacceptable. And your gear needs to be squared away.
Yeah, the only way that you can get away with even something close to dropping a gun is your whole body is dropping with it. Because I've done that to where I face planted, but I still had my gun downrange, my finger off the trigger, and my face plant.
You were good.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get back up. Okay, I'm still good, right? And like, okay. You just keep going. I think that's about the only time a gun can hit the ground. Even if you put it in a dump barrel and it pops out of a dump barrel and hits the ground, that's 95% sure that's DQ.
Yeah, that's definitely a DQ in USPSA. Pretty sure 3-gun nation as well. Bounces out of a barrel.
Knock on metal. I haven't had that happen, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I see a lot of guys throwing their shotgun in really hard. My shotgun is so damn beautiful that I still I'll take the half a second.
Set it in.
Set it in there nice.
Tuck it in somehow.
Wrap it
you
up
good, buddy? I'll be right back. Don't worry. I won't forget you.
I've seen pros actually spear their shotguns in. I'm like, how can you do that?
Just throw it right in.
I have one gun of each, and if I were to, I'm a privateer, so what I have is what I have. And if I were to break my shotgun, I'd cry.
Yeah.
I would cry too.
I don't have that much money to be able to replace it.
Yeah.
Right.
So you gotta win a new one then. You gotta win the whole pack so you have a backup.
Or just send it out to me, Julie. I'll
We've
fix
got
it.
a lot of thanks, Ryan. We've got a lot of great young junior shooters coming up in the sport. That not only the boy junior shooters, these young female junior shooters that are coming up, they're kicking our rears. I took in the club series for the ladies this year. That's how I got my national invite. I took third in the nation. I was beat by a 14 and a 16-year-old.
You know what's wild? I see more and more on the social media aspect about junior female shooters than anybody else.
I think our only female shooter is a 12-year-old girl. We don't have any really female shooters that show up every month except for one 12-year-old girl.
They're dedicated.
Yeah.
That's true. But that's the thing that I think is really cool about 3-gun in general is not only the fact that you're getting both sexes involved, right? But the fact that it's really taking away from the stigma of like, oh, guns are scary and all that other sort of shit. You know, it's like it's just like, oh, look at this 10-year-old girl just went ahead and ran the course fine and didn't kill any instructors or anything. You know, like it's crazy. So I'm really excited to see like how the sport keeps growing, and I'm just glad that like we had the opportunity to like get down there and check that one out and to participate in the upcoming ones, because it's definitely something that I can see myself doing, you know, more and more often. It's like Jake said too. He's like, now it finally it like gives us reason to spend money on all the stuff we spend money on. So.
Well, definitely.
3-gun is the new drug.
I'm sorry.
The 3-gun is the new drug. It's the new addiction.
How long has 3-gun been around?
I'm sorry?
How long has 3-gun been around?
3-gun's been around since the 80s when it started with outlaw matches.
Soldier, I think wasn't it Soldier of Fortune?
Yeah,
Soldier of Fortune magazine kind of started doing that multiple gun competition stuff.
Right.
And it turned into 3-gun.
That's what we were talking about last week with Tim.
Oh yeah,
a little bit about the history of it, because I'm still learning myself, about all this stuff. So definitely, and I'm glad that you guys came down to shoot with us. That was really awesome. Like I said, an awesome time, and we have very few women out there. I don't know how many women shooters we had, if any, this time.
I saw a couple. I think I saw one for sure, and I think at least 2 other ladies possibly. I don't know if they stayed or if they were just, like stopping by with their husbands or boyfriends or whatever.
Right.
But I know one shot for sure.
I usually say we have like 1 or 2 or at least a few of them, but not a ton, obviously. But we'd like to see more. And speaking of the younger people that are out there too, we have Madeline Stewart, who comes out and shoots with us as well, and she goes to a lot of different matches all over the place. So you see her on social media all over, with a lot of the younger shooters. Like you said, a lot of them are female and everything, which is great.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing. So
I think women are just a little bit more shy to try and jump into this on their own. Like I said, I had that filter removed during brain surgery, so I just sort of jumped. Not a lot of women are going to do that. Honestly, I think a lot of the local ranges, if they were to have like one night every quarter where, come on down to the range. It's going to be women only.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if it's 5 or 6 people, like I think.
Even if it's 2.
Yeah.
Because the next quarter there may be 10. It just takes that one person.
So much of that is word of mouth too. That you have those 2 people show up and then they bring 3 friends.
I think it's so much as men don't want to organize anything, and men don't want to organize anything for women. So you men need to get rolling here and step up to the plate a little, okay?
I wouldn't say that. I think the guys are behind it. I think some of them are scared because they don't know where to go with it or how to go with it.
True.
But I think,
like me, I'm asking how do we get women involved, and
right.
I'm hearing that basically stay out of it.
The girl in a gun and the different women's shooting leagues that are out there are fantastic, but they're not everywhere. So if there's a range, if there's guys at a range, there's women somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
That is true. And in fact,
they're probably giving them a night where it's not going to cost them anything. It's going to be like a 2-hour charity donation, basically. Get them in there, show them what a gun is, let them shoot a .22 if they've never shot a gun, show them what one stage of 3-gun looks like, that type of thing, or one stage of USPSA.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
I
want to go to my club and I want to tell them that I want to do a night and do ladies only and see if I can I have sponsors for my club. I'm going to get funding and I'm going to try to get at least 2 women out there that have never shot 3-gun.
I will definitely say that would be very successful, because I don't know, Rick, if you remember, but when I wanted to shoot that shotgun stage out of the boat.
Oh, I remember.
I have a few points from that.
Yeah, I know. I told the guy,
but,
like, when he was kind of giving you shit to begin with, I'm like, you know, she's wanting to shoot and she's got a friggin' broken finger.
I guess I have two things to say on that. And one with what you just, well, I'll start with my first point is when I wanted to shoot, I paid to shoot the whole day.
Right.
And I had surgery on my finger like a week before, I believe it was, or 2 weeks before, and I had screws put in. So, I mean, my hand's still too weak to even rack a gun. So, but I wanted to shoot the shotgun because I tried it out. I could hold it. It was fine. I was like, do you guys mind if I shoot the stage? And the guy goes, a girl with a gun? Heck yeah, why not? So you men definitely don't have any problems with us women shooting. We know that. So I think it's good if more of you want to see us shooting. And I think, Ryan, like you said, you want to try to go to your club and get involved with that, which is great. But then there's the guys where I was shooting, what's it called? I have the gun. It's a Mossberg. What is it?
930 or something like that?
930.
JM 930?
Yeah, and we were using buckshot, right? Or birdshot, which I guess isn't like a high enough caliber for that gun. And like the guy whose gun I was using didn't really clean it, and there was something wrong with the gas piston or whatever. Yeah. And I've shot for the last couple years. I've shot Scars. I've shot a 50 cal. I've shot, his Desert Eagle. I've shot plenty of different things. So it's like, no, I'm not an experienced shooter. I'm not like, proficient in firearms and stuff like that. But I know how to shoot a gun. I know how to hold a gun. And this gun short-circuited every time I shot. And he goes, "Oh, it's just because you're a woman."
Right.
No, actually, it's not.
That's not the answer that any woman ever wants to hear.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? My buddy just messaged me on Julie's side of things. My buddy just messaged me out in California. He's an engineering guy, and he said it's actually illegal in California to have a ladies-only night for anything.
What?
It's discriminatory.
That's terrible.
Sorry, Julie. You're gonna have to come out to Arizona for ladies' night.
All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap it up.
That's ridiculous.
I want to say thank you for being on with us.
I guess
It's been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah. You are very inspirational with your story about how and why you do 3-gun and everything.
Thanks.
That's great. So
it's really cool.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd like to have you on again in the future too. Anytime.
Sounds good.
So.
Sounds good. And Julia, I want to see you at the range.
I would love to meet up with you sometime.
We'll get together and get at the Lady Pro-Ams.
You guys can meet halfway.
There you go.
Yeah, Vegas, SHOT Show, I don't know. I'm still trying to go, so maybe
I'll be at SHOT Show. So
I'll be here too. Hopefully we'll get to meet up. That'd be awesome.
I'll be at the Las Vegas hostel.
So,
all right. We'll go talk about guns and go for a drink.
MGS guys got to make up. They're the only ones that aren't there. So.
I'm trying. I want to go so bad, and Jake's like, "Oh, I don't know."
It's a big commitment.
Come on, Jake.
It's whatever. A big commitment.
So Barry, you have anything else you want to throw in there real quick? Because you've been kind of quiet.
No, I'm actually. I apologize. I'm kind of sitting here multitasking. So.
Oh, no worries. We're happy to have you. And just chime in whenever you want. It's no problem. So I know you still have a contest going on too, right?
I do. So so the update on that, where the contest was for our Facebook page, facebook.com/bat.arms. We're trying to get to 500 likes by the end of September, and we're giving away a gift certificate, 5 gift certificates, 1 per 500. And we're a little bit short, so unless we have a big run tomorrow, we're not going to make our goals. That's the bad news. The good news is I'm going to continue it. At least until we hit 500. So when we hit 500 likes on our Facebook page, I will still do the drawing, and we will give away 5 gift certificates to the store.
Well, send me the link, and I'll put it on my shooters page.
Awesome, thank you. It's facebook.com/bat.arms, ARMS.
And
okay.
Thanks for mentioning that, Rick.
No problem. And thanks for sponsoring the show too. Appreciate that. So, and Patrick, Jake, as he shows up now in the background as an interloper.
They did.
Just going at him.
He can't hear, but
We got that solo cup.
thank you guys for joining us as always. And Ryan, again, thank you too. Our
Thanks for having
I
me.
guess you can kind of say our, like I said earlier, you know, our panelist, gunsmith, match director, and almost pro shooter.
I don't know, but I don't know how I feel about you saying that, but whatever. Thanks for having me, man. I love being here.
Roll with it.
So match
Don't
director and
jinx him.
gunsmith.
Match director and gunsmith. That's agreeable.
Yeah, let's not jinx Ryan. Let's support him.
Oh, I support him. I support him 100% with what he's doing. I'm just throwing all the titles in there, but we'll stick to the ones he's most concerned with. How about that? So,
Thanks.
anyhow, guys, thank you all again for being on, and thank you to everyone who's out there watching, and thank you to Barry over at BAT Arms, our sponsor, and Eggleston Munitions as well. Go ahead and check them out, and until next time, go out and have some fun shooting.